Yo, assalamu alaikum. Bading ulungal kontong. Headphone or don't defang for no voice sources. Okay. Malam kumu iroba kekan lebat ngawo confirm jajan media ngoda tira. Jajan media ngoda tira. Just a minute. Jamba koma do malinker. Hold on a minute. Just a moment. Let me confirm jajan media ngoda tira. Now confirm. Just a moment. I'll program okay. Okay. So assalamu alaikum. Badi molungal be kontong. I confirm konna volume mo be funding kanne. So what I will do is mbeni do you mute la nga kasani nga dati. Bari ngal be kontong ba fladi ko happy weekend, happy Saturday to you all. Imagine to do be fresh ring yamen. Be weekend all kono. You know, badi unkol nteson na ifongo ya dati. Mfongo be mfongo fankala. Bari ngal be kontong kafal be ko happy weekend to albekeo mo be ko kuto be haji to ni ayatara nun ko haji kendolo mo nafa be la jamano e jere se dual be fo wo hajo ni ala se be ma fa keo akata ko ni kayra ko mo ala sa ma fa benna patiola executive for kontona kabonna president bala his excellency Alaji lawyer Usainu Numukunda Davo, the man whom, as I said all the times, that we will never apologize for saying God bless His Excellency lawyer Usainu Numukunda Davo. Aning ala executive for be sebe kontong itola adi kontong ola 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒏 fana fo ala se jaji kenda ya badila ani sima ya ba ye bata men ke banko la kuoto ye bata men ke society la kuoto fo ala se ijo jonyala me ya lonko adiata te ala nyame ning wo bota ye fana senna executive konton min ya lonko wolel benna diaspora jam kabona chairman ola mboji serikan ningala entire executive ke be konton kaduwe to fana be ani kadua na patio dimo be kew na banko fana sa da do ligue men kala gambia banko ti se dua gambia banko fana fo kayra ba asesoto na banko ni akan ko ku yalon ko abe kala nye samba ko mo si alasi wo bondin na ko kono be kamkularo kala ko take kunu ngam fo the same thing no diaspora convention of the abinakan on the 1st on the 2nd August abe kala Seattle Washington various chapters will panam bela congress will be plan kanne me yalon ko abe kala 2025 lokono congress jamal be load kan min yalon ko ibe kala 2025 sangonye lokono wol kono we have gas chapter tabe kala Vienna Austria and wo be kala on the 4th October 2025 ni mbota gas chapter tato we go to UDP France chapter. UDP France chapter fanata bekala September 13. Momoni alon ko albe France ma fon la Italy ma fon la alla chapter la congress over hearing September 13. Ning ali UDP TV media follow albe flyer sol jelale so albe all the important details albe sula la men la alba a capture la nole. So France chapter ta bekala September 13 2025. Ni wo bota jengata UDP Sweden chapter. UDP Sweden chapter tabekala September on the 27th. September 27th, UDP, sorry about that. Interruption. Na badi bunkaya la kejambe na kamera ma control kan. Cause me stream ke kan phone wala. Ma a control kan ani wala but adjustment wala pigi wala jolonta. But let me see. Let me see again. Okay. So sorry for that interruption only. So UDP Sweden chapter ta kumba ko kanya merek abekala 27 September la 2025. You know aliela geso lo nyamel landi bisare betar lagi aji yamon daw yabo be taralela gesol kono andon pabi fana betar lagi. So ni momo ya lon ko ilafta ka UDP la Sweden chapter la working visit or let's say fundraising. Isa lon ko pabi betar lagi landi bisare betar lagi. So you're going to meet these two people there also in Sweden. Ngayon la flyer sol soto polo de personally ngamen lu soto so se wala la date sol dino wala just a moment UDP Italy chapter fanatele UDP Italy chapter so many alon kal fanan be Italy le ngalon ko mo jama bal bi jeno UDP kol many alon kal be Italy le so UDP Italy chapter la congress of le 20th September on the 20 September msafo adam baro la lambe dola on the 20 September 2025 so wofana pali better la auto fanane and I also believe that landi bisare better la gela so wobekala Milano le UDP Italy chapter on the 20th September Milano alfanase akata benga beng ngapati support in our various ways is a party ni sa support no nyame this is very important ni momu yalon ke be diaspora janne um jama ben ko non de katri fela no but what we can do pro ka effect ni change ka je ko mon na impact ni yeso to cafe pa yoni kono wo adabe kono lo wala ngiti ko ngana congressol achen whatever you spend there akira 1 euro tiba akira 2 euro tiba abebe ka fula nyoka ne ande abebe do na pati wala ko nyina kono so akuma da ba ke la puru ngaka tanga ben na bemo na photo je fana ka pati wala kano nyina ko lo kuta kuta ndin kono so wala sabu na program sol to bekala ka nyino fuje la puru ka je ko mon ko ka mo haklo blandi la various regions la congressol men yalo ke bita kre la ma fon la bari janinka naka ta kuma sai ngal be ko to jibe laru alaji sise buba jamme Osman s camara ngi te fanam ko do mbabe adama sar alaji ndaw jere jawane ngal be ko ton kramo fati thank you alama thank you ibrahima baba jira ibrahima ngi kon ton dawda abdullah ngi kon ton Madimba Jata ngi fan kon ton bakari njay ngi kon ton ngal be kon ton you know salum sise you know thank you all tombong damfa ye kontom bake yang Sulaiman Omar Fadiga Sanyang Abe Kondo Lamin Sanyang. Thank you all for following Ismaila Liverpool. Ismaila ko nyadi denkilo ni okay asamali jara no kodi. Yes, ndo fangola favorite denkilo ni nadi no, but ye kondo bake Ismaila Liverpool. Buba Jamme, thank you, comrades. Ngalbe kontong, Maniru Dabo, nge kontong Cherno Nanko, nge kontong Sleman Jabi, ngalbe kontong. Bear role jio kon science and follow Sanafati. Thank you all, comrades. Ngalbe kontong bake. So without wasting time, I'll not do nakachani kono. Konga fanyaming, it's time for unity. Abubakar Jan, nge kontong. It's time for unity. It's time for us to move. It's time for us to ngana symbol ta nga sambana ngata masisi se ngekoto so puru ngana symbol ta nga be sambana ngata nga 2026 nga waling ani symbola so kujamal le bekiring gambia banko kamini yang kenya na kakasha unfortunately wal mantara ketan distraction will bekiring but we've decided ko me ko ni dala le nga sambanya na kasambanya now from now towards 2026 we are not going to be distracted by anybody. So what we're going to do is move towards a massive campaign. 2021 prior to 2021 presidential election. The same thing, that's what we are going to do now. Move campaign okay, and we make sure that Gambia safe from the hands of the criminals, circling Adama Barrow and Atefamo. We have a criminal syndicate, Menven Namasakunda. Nato pigo to ngam fuje wala mu mane asabu ngam kuma la ba ke pro UDP party yo ke party yo mi alon ko is going to succeed Adama Barrow la criminal government nintu mo mi alon ko botage we have crumbling system the system also to mi alon ko is crumbling every single day and it's not getting any better abe worse can all day and night every single moment na system of the crumble can more and more it's going to need a lot of effort and a very great leadership. Kaje ko mon ko kawo system mo nyinta ka de la no demanding. And wala sabo ntela view and this is the view of many Gambians. Abe nyaton ka kende bale nyinin kala me alon ka be sacrifice la for a lot of things kaje ko Gambia la system mo nyin ka fale. United Democratic Party with our party leader, His Excellency Lawyer Usainu Nomukunda Adamo, I think it's very feasible kajeko ka Gambia la masakunda ni Adama Barrow la masakunda boteje ka pabisa mana mpuru ay bankola kuota ay amara ay bankolo ndi asingonyenka. And I have so many reasons kajeko nyan na kila kulet me alon ka ke Gambia la promise all ti Gambia dimul be ya je komunko nyan na kila la fonkoltila because we have a democracy me alonko is broken. Democracy le bambulo kono me alonko amanke democracy tonyati. Mune asabu democracy bambulo kono me manke democracy tonyati. Niya jibe Jamela 22 years of ruling. Democracy literally I have bondile. So we were literally living under dictatorship. 100% dictatorship. But covering Jamme Botaje Adama Baronara I see democracy samba Gambia. And then what that means is, you see Adama Barrow going out, abe kumul fula, abe na society lu broke la, abe na society lu talala, abe mul tala, abe siyo tala, abe friendly la nyoka. This is the president me alonko ay yindul the system o kono, fosa ay akronit na system o yung kono. So ibajela ko, we have a very crumbling democracy. 3 years promise Adama ni wala nata. Sister Jara, welcome. You can join Sister Jara. Send the request is now. 3 years promise Adama Barrow ni wala nada. About 3 years ako atijila. So literally aya la kuma kanyinta aya fono. In democracy ila kuma kanyinya na kuma ya bakere so that the democracy ni allow aita. But Adama democracy ni tala ya tinya. I 5 years on yisa. 5 years on yisa be bankang again. Abe muna fokan ye wala nyin because he's gonna go for another 5 years. So Ebajala na system of democracy is completely broken. Sai Mimbiye is a zero democracy. Ning nyatong kol tumomi along ko ita kuma kung fonye imuhela kumo nyimbara. That only tells us common ko the risk member banko nyenka. Especially ning akabona na highest leadership akabona wale block no ko Adam Barrow munda president nyame. Eka kumo fo banko de wole fongola ward. ikana ikamurunga kang ikai kan di Gambia de wala ko manta kala ntela nga fo manta kala so ngam fo ni nka nyinga mune dundin na dindingol sondo mo kono atol min yalon ko mun ko almu dindingol albe 20s and teens nyinga mune dundi albulo kono akamune dundi al sondo mo kono basin abarka wate ngi kondo sisi jara basin sedi ngi kondo bare mun ko so akamune dundi mbulol kono this is very important wala asabu fun salon ko mun ko be sulala nyaton ko la membina la me yalon ko ate palaso nyin kanula ate nafulo nyin wala fengo nyin bankola soto fengo nyin ate wo kanula but abe men kanula wala mo system change wala mo kaje ko ka banko la foundation nyin da ka londi and I don't think in the Gambia we could ask for a better leader who will be ready to do that than Alaji Usainu Numukunda Dabo. Alaji Usainu Numukunda Dabo. Alaji Usainu Numukunda Dabo la history, ni ala life history jibe. Imagine ko he's a perfect candidate for that. Bring Abe Masakunda, want to bring up the private sector. I will exhibit like. He stood by the people of the Gambia. I ajeko ka Gambia dimulu kaloye. Tumume yalon ka bekole ari. Tumume yalon ko mojama borra. He was there for the Gambian people. I ku bela ka Gambia dimulu. I ku bela ka politiko kono ka ajeko ka Gambia londi adinsilo nyikan. Candidate tikela me yalon kontrol besula la menna. Besula la menna fonga fo comfort candidate la. Alaji Usainu be baloring banko menka. If it is other countries, wolbe new sabala la kaje ko mun ko ka defend fo abe membe kala kaje ko ay si ay mansa yake ay banko londi foundation woni ka Senegal nga dindi ngol jale dindi ngol yello nyi menke kaje ko kabiri to mo yalan ko yekende ya sude pastef la nyaron ko nyaado ajibe Senegal from dindi na la lo bank ke bala la lo bank dina kunda la lo bank ajibe ibelo te nyamen kaje ko mun ko woche nyi ay effect ye change soto me yalon ko nyaadon ko binala binu be banko lo di la system o nyinka. Now look at the reforms. The number of reforms Pastefie menke bring in Nata Senegal. Ite woni kabrin 2017 reforms menketa Gambia Bangkoka. Ita ni Pastefla just 1 year. Ita na a compare la no. Mone wasabo. Amancha komongo we cannot do reforms in the Gambia, but we don't have the political will. We don't have the political will. We don't have a competent leadership and a cabinet. Work changes in Kate. All what they are seeing is politics upon politics upon politics. So wala sabu it's really really going to be important. Prunga yeko nga membe Adama succeed la. United Democratic Party under His Excellency Lawyer Usainu Numukunda Dabo ka Adama Barrow succeed. Prukana ka Gambia lo di system mo kan system mo me alon ko ben na foundation no sotlale nga reform sol ken na civil civil service yin kamala ko we can do a lot of things in terms of development and progress is possible no mbadi mbeka kane ako UDP to stop this brouhaha and embrace each other, not castigate each other. I 100% agree with you, Abubakar Judge. Abubakar, it's very unfortunate, and this is why we are not going to be distracted again. Personally, I will never be distracted. I remember question, send the request again later. So, Nina Raichibe, so Wala Sabu is very, very important. We must choose a leadership. Mea Longo will succeed Adama Barrow, because it's going to be very dangerous for Gambia to choose another corrupt and incompetent or selfish leader. Membi Nalaka Adama Barrow succeed. That is going to make things worse for the Gambia. And you know, one incompetent leader, Ning Anata Bankokan, I think I work at Bankokan, work at Bankota almost 2 decades. Puruka Banko Londino, Silo Yinkan, Puru Abe Muflanyana. Imagine Adama Barrow, 10 years of destruction, 10 years of corruption, 10 years of incompetence. More often another 5 years or 10 years spent Adama Barrow Masakunda with another incompetence and more massive corruption. Imagine how long is it going to take Purukajeko Kawo system to reform. Kawo deep rooted system me alonko a rotten system ka bonding system it's going to take Gambia 20-30 years. So literally what nyala dingol nyala. Asal dingol nyala but abekela wol fana na mid age ma mo lela. Janni wol fana do system mo nyala kawo bondi completely for fana ye bang. Probably ate wol fana jamata lenya. So wala sabu is very very important kuru ngaje ko mungo ngap bondi. Now, inata na bo na pseudo democracy mimbige that UDP will fix that. We have one of the most democratic leaders in our Gambian politics. if not in African politics. Man, me alone I believe that democracy la. So much so that even though may I supporters, sometimes we see some of ila action or as weakness, but it's not any kind of weakness. Ila love and ila respect for the rule of law, democracy. So Alaji Usianu will institutionalize the Gambia a la democracy to the maximum. Gambia diulu iba appreciate la nyame. This is the hope that personally I have. Personally, this is the hope that I have. Ko Alaji Usianu ni another Gambia watu men aketan na nyato pon. Aba democracy nyintorola. Aba lonzi dale ko anyana kalo nyame Gambia. Democracy is not going to be selective democracy in the Gambia anymore. It's going to be full democracy, Gambia and Venezuela. This is my belief. And this is the belief of a lot of Gambians because of man nina history and a life history. Now let's go to the corruption. Adama barola masakunda yinkono. Ala corruption and ala governance system go benyame. Now, niye barola masakunda jibe. One of the reasons may as a Gambia de Muzabatambi. One of the reasons may as a now poor baby lord. If you want to invest in the Gambia, you cannot invest. Investment is very, very difficult in the Gambia. It's becoming a nightmare for the Gambians. You can have the resources. It's an awful lot of no pruka ajeko. It's a investment okay no Gambia. But you muka investment okay no Gambia. You can awful lot of le. You can fikata Gambia pruka investment okay. But the fear of losing it all, akasa wo mojama muka wakili no pruka investment okay in Gambia. You can fika investment okay Gambia. But ikalong at the back of your mind, because you are going to meet a corrupt leadership, a corrupt institution. Mayalongo will try everything possible to have their share. Ila investment on Yinkono will learn to yet deny your constitutional right as a citizen of the Gambia. Purukela business on the Gambia Bangkok. This is what is happening in the Gambia. Now, it needs a good government. It needs a very good governance. We need a good leader. We need a leader that will come or who will come, welcome investors into the country, including the citizens of the Gambia. Because these citizens will be invest in Bangkonyika. There is a huge advantage. Kodonji abeka together. So business will generate 99% of work doing a bigger spend Bangkonyika. And this is what every country needs. And this is why so many countries, most countries, many alonko, they are very, very aware. You know, they even call in people to come into their country to invest in exchange of citizenship in the Akadila. You've also heard what Donald Trump is saying. The gold card. Donald Trump gold card, there's a price tag which I may remember now. But you can go to America and you have that automatic citizenship. But with that money, you will invest in America Bank. And do you think that is a police idea? I'm not a police idea. Investment all okumayala was a look at business order ke kuria loan of banko nyinka. Nafa nambala wolo nyin. Banko kadaha molla domoro kasoneya. Kuol kasoneya molla domoro kasoneya. Songol da kasoneya. Let's say misalve ni ayata nko company lo me alon ka teka songol le deda. Jini kuto lomban t-shirt lomban dendiko lo. Woka wo t-shirt ol deda Gambia banko kan. Al company belo ren Gambia banko kan. Aka wo t-shirt ol deda Gambia banko lo kan. Wo t-shirt ol isa ifamo sa lonko ni ayata nko bu company da man tara Gambia banko kan. T-shirt ol kabana banko do. Songol dabe jaw yala wala nyama. But na da Gambia banko ni fonka. We expect ko wala songol dabe soniala. Sebajala ko say before ne ayata nunko wo company de Gambia itaka let's say $10,000 is ko wala spend songo kunto sango kono alonko ni wo company ni Gambia banko kan asike no be $5,000 is ibo wala spend na bawo songo ni dabe soni ala le ya yemi da say wo company ki sura da fula sura da saba sura da mini alonko ko wo be ka wo songo le de da competition on yin nada dia ko ya price ol dabe reduce la le foda yin price ol da reduce ta foda ite fana na savings ka ko do no mabono wala fana kasiya sai baji la wokko do ni wasalu no ku do ko nale ka je ko wakata business rol ti man fakata molla balunya ni malati man fakata molla jadi kende ya wala be beti ala man bawo ni sa be ni no sa sa ni ko do so no imuka ko di so no min kamala ko ila ko do nan kam tamen dundi sidifa no kunna. But let's say time your company sort of many along ko wala Gambia banko kan now competition over it and now we are buying, let's say, those clothes at a very cheaper price. This means we are going to save more money. We are going to be able to put more money into businesses, that is those who are interested. And also the medical bills are not going to be a matter of frustration anymore because mulma afford la nole. Well, it's always wise to have a good governance, to have a government Mayalonko is transparent, to have a government Mayalonko is willing to embrace meaningful investment into the country. Barola Masakunda, in the contrary, they are inviting criminal investments and investors into the country where it will share in sort of local. If they cannot have their share from you as a business owner, then you are not welcome into the Gambia. That is why you see some businesses in the Gambia Bangkok without even being registered in the Gambia, meaning Wolumuka Namu from the Gambia Bangkok. But if the Gambia Bangkok, if the business okay can get, you can have your Gambia Bangkok. And the disadvantage about that is wala yinchiko aka mola economy aka wala boyndi na economy aka wala boyndi wala ka kodu ko soto ikabe futinde banko kan the only kodo men ka remedi wala mo di kickbacks meno ke kumandi nan ka business o dila ke dunden na business enterprises nyon kono ye kodo do mandin ta wol bulo kono ye wol allow yela business okay, they are in the Gambia doing businesses in the Gambia without paying any tax. They are sharing our social amenities with us. Woka munisambana na social amenities dependency mengatare kan wole kasia. So akamulu batandi let's say nina weklomo na wek nyanna ka moment nanka mosa ninyu la dependency ni na rasiara woka wole muka mulu besino anu akatra nyunu muka namjo. Imuka namjo na momi yalonko would have been put into the government for something else. So umuka kenolo. So UDP Masakunda, we believe that ni UDP Masakunda, a lot of Gambian investors will go back to the Gambia. A lot of investments will be happening in the Gambia. And the Wolamola Balwa Sona Yandila. And the Mola Balwa Sona Yandila. To the point that probably who do for many along you will connect a wolf and Binana Sona. Let's say B. Itamari Lafraka agriculture ke Gambia Bangkok. You cannot do agriculture itatenor because Nyamasa Kunda Kurumo Minister to Suokano will ba expect la Comongo need Lafraka do ke Gambia. Imek na momeng la lekam wole be siara hanite be mensatola sangita mo nyukono. Ite ka jela ka te jarale purite Gambia ko yela investment o ke ye yeta go sama do ko ke ye. Masakunda kurun ka wala. But ni masakunda kendolam. Wolke makwele yela bagaso dundi banko kan yesama doku banko kan bawo yalon ko yesama doku Gambia banko kan. It's going to be a direct benefit and a reduction of burden from the central government. Ila agricultural products they are going to be cheaper compared to Niba import from other countries. Ila agricultural products is going to be readily available to the consumers. Gambia banko income. So imagine ko mano dase so no ya misal fe nika wala doku. Yo dase so no ya nika wala doku. Tubanyo dase so no ya wala to serenyo dase so no ya ni aya plan nungo ita ka wala doku me alonko serenyo la ka doku ba. Wol be dase so no ya. Ni UDP la 5-point agenda GB on the agriculture. You can clearly see UDP la policy and maintain. Agriculture is going to be very, very well prioritized. UDP la Masakunda in Kono. Look at Barola Masakunda. How many percent of our national budget may along kakadung agriculture kono? Seka jeko monko, we are not serious. Barola Masakunda is not a serious government. This is a government may along cannot even produce her own ID card. A government that cannot even produce her own passports. Is now investing billions and billions into sectors many mankumaya mumete. But in sectors many along they are as important as agriculture. They are putting less than 3% of our revenue into that sector. So how do you expect Wobanko independence? How do you expect the life condition where Soniano Wobanko income? Gambia is a fertile land. UDP 5-point agenda has given this very clear segments. The possibility of Gambia-based food self-sufficiency in Abasat Lanyameng, we capitalize on investing into agriculture. The more you the agriculture, you support our local farmers, you promote more investment, probably let's say large-scale agriculture investors, adding to our local farmers. Gambian aspiring agricultural investors. Gambia Banco they want to go to the Gambia to invest, but they can't because neither the day at a kenola. This is the disadvantage of keeping bad leadership, bad governance. And Africa cannot have a bad government than Adama Barrow Masakunda. Than what Adama Barrow Masakunda meant Gambia Banco and the destruction. And in backwardation, Gambia Banco Samadamado. We can never have a bad leader, probably worse than Adama Barrow Masakunda. 5 years is enough. Ning ayatana nungo samadoku o puru Masakunda lafika woleke ala priority. 5 years is enough. Puru ka yeko kawo investment oni, kawo production oni, kawo motivation oni, kayeko kawo effect nyinge mola balunya nyin kono banko kan kasomola kabalula dasone ya nyinge banko nyinka 5 years is enough ni ayatal nko ngama sakunda ke dosoto membe lola kayeko kasama do kulal makoy. But look at the useless government, what they are doing. All what they can be proud about ninata in the area of agriculture wolo nyintiko na jambando na $1,000 is la bondi sama do kulal yegi $1,000 is yeah, but yet still, these are the farmers. They are using primitive tools because some of those menus they are as primitive as Kabindol bed in the yard in Konga, some of those menus. Kabindola alpha bed in the yard because some of those menus. They are still using the same tools. How do you expect to change the mola balunya la sonia when you clearly know that Gambia mola baluo abelori ni fankar leka you have all the opportunities. We have ample lands in the Gambia. Keno ku manke problem oti Gambia. Kafo ke bendo gokela damento Gambia wo manke problem oti. So we are missing the golden opportunity of our era. When you go to some European countries, ila keno lu kamendo so e mukasi afam. But ajibeka will utilize nyame. You have rotational cultivation 24 hours round the clock and iamira wallow round the clock cultivation omega take and go kile do man din woto wolka impact men make economy yinto ika contribution o menge mola balwala sone yato. It's only the central government that can tell you that aka impact le big. So UDP clearly have that policy. Ko mbe sama doko nyimba semende and lanyame. If I remember, almost to 30% of na budget is gonna go to agriculture compared to Adama Barola 2%. 30% of Gambia budget is going to be allocated for agriculture on the UDP government compared to the useless government that we are having today, 2%. That 2% from Amuka Dunge, because we always see Nia allocate that 2%, Nia allocates, Yabe Musum in your team, Yabe Musum in your team, Jamandoli, it take a proud melody. The only thing that they can be proud about, well, is Rocky Jamandoli, this Amadokola. But even at that, it all from we've had it. Jamandol Bodi Gambia in Senegal. These are things many longer they are happening every day. But this is what happened when you put square text into a round hole. Imagine people like the Masavan. These are the people many ago have no background knowledge on agriculture. They have no idea about agriculture. So what do we expect? Agricultural sector, we expect that person is going to come and reform that sector for us, leading Gambia into our dreamland. So this is the problem that we have. On the UDP government, I believe whether this is going to be but I can tell you one thing that will not happen in UDP la Masakunda. Wala mo nyunti kamul ke palaso to me alon ke mang idea so dige kamul ke dula to me alon ke te level agi. That I know will never happen on the UDP government. That's we all know that in the Gambia. We all know that in the Gambia ko. Anyone may alon ko you going to man the position UDP la Masakunda banning kono. Central government banning kono, especially the cabinet. These are going to be people many along. They have a well-known, they have a technical how, they have a harmonious sort now let's go to the constitutional and institutional reforms. Many agricultural men be for many corruption many be for ko nyulbe yan nakabanne nyulbe ta possible lano wala sabu bi imantara possible ni Gambia banko kan e be ta possible lano nimman institutional reform solke nimman constitutional reform solke because wherever there is a constitutional crisis there is a developmental crisis, and wherever there is an institutional crisis, that is when you have an insane public service, there is a crisis in that society. Adama Barola Masakunda, if you look at the Gambia, across, all over, it can be no killing, we have a social norms crisis in the Gambia. We have a hunger crisis in the Gambia. Hardship is felt by everybody except many alonko they are in the cabinet. What the Malay Mandra hardship in filter. And the only reason why they are not feeling the hardship, just the same way you and I are feeling, is because they are feeding on our blood. They are feeding on our blood. And that is why you ask yourself, people are accused of massive corruption involving millions and millions of Gambian dollars, hundreds of millions of Gambian dollars. And you know what happened at the end of the day? They are gratified. They are given a higher position. Kajeko, thank you for following our footsteps. Kajeko, no more corruption on it. Gambia. So constitutional reform and institutional reform will need a Gambia Bankokan. And this is one thing. If you remember, Kabri UDP Alpha de Masakundakon in 2018, 2017. This is one of the things many alongo Yemen Kumase. They initiated that institutional reform, including the vehicle policy, the famous vehicle policy, Amadou Sane Mesamana, which was going to save the Gambia for millions and hundreds of millions of Gambian dollars every month. Karwo kari abe Gambia banko tangala ka million abe Gambia banko tangala wala pruka jiko kawo mabano Gambia banko e wolse dun no kudo kono banko be membe damanto be banko nafala the fuel coupons wol be mo kuleti men yalonko ñu be ka banko samba koma wala sabon it's not a surprise. Ghana this week the president ya announced ko the fuel coupons e kamen di fonkola apa bon nere Ghana fana ya realize ko this is a wastage. At a certain extent, wastage lemat. But you wastage sifa dola bi masakunda min bulokono. These are some of the things ika wasumena. Leka koponolta masakunda bulokono. Leka koponolta masakunda bulokono. Yen corruption sifa le soto mode kukalala ye palasi ba do diala. Ko ni UDP masakunda nada nyinte kila kuti me alon kay betente na Gambia Bankoka. You've had His Excellency Lawyer Usenu Nomukunda Dabo, what he said first about institutional reforms. The office of the First Lady is not going to be allocated. There is going to be no state fund member duna to the office of the First Lady. Office of the First Lady is not a government position. She is not a minister. Munaya sabung ika bankola kodota ika diala. Kodomi alon kase dunno nalokano konole. To fund those hospitals, to better the lives of the Gambian people. You are giving that money into an office, Mayalonko is not being constitutionally allocated. Alaji Ushian said this even before he became, even before 2021 presidential election. He made this announcement. There is going to be no office of the First Lady. This is part of institutional reforms. Because we have to get rid of all the nonsense and meaningless expenditures will come more deprived from what services they deserve to have. The useless made the people toes. 2 made the people toe in a year is enough. But look at the election cycle on Yisita. They used the constitution. They relied on the constitution, amounting to billions and billions of Gambian dollars in the name of Made the People Store. When they go for that Made the People Store, it can castigating people, insulting other tribes, politics upon politics, lies upon lies, deceptions upon deceptions. You will never hear anything meaningless or meaningful in a Made the People told you. But hundreds of vehicles kawolta katarata kan wo be ka fuel kopon ni menta be ka bonna namol leto iten inte mama ni fama wala namol ta ka bo leto kawolta kata i bukata ka fengata meaningfully membe banko sama do kulal makwel bawo middu fama store o middi people store membe sama do kulal makwel membe na society makwel badi kana munela ka campaign yoke ka molu dundi nyola ka nasiol dundi nyola ka kuma kunta fo moli ka fanya ko mol fonye abe ko la kan na banko la billions of Gambian dollars ka wolata ka spend wo middi people store in kon yudi bi masakunda when we come we are going to cut down that middi people store. That is why Gambia constitutional need to clearly specify ko middi people store and then like this particular number in a year. Even 2 middi people store is okay. Ni sama kanasi, ani ni sama bad. Ni sama kanasi. Yeta sama do kula lakam. Ye yin ka mun ma la problemot. Ye yin ka albela fulo munella. Ite fo nya conditional de banko ke nyala. Ni almurun tanan. Aliya make sure ali wo problem multa bank ali dol address bank. Ngalon ka beta address la no. We are not going to pretend as if everything is possible. But ali dol address men ku mayata. Ajaro fana melu tuta ko ma almemel address no. Ali wol fana address ba. Aka domande interne fo ali ko wol yuso. Fusi ko mandia bari ka domande so gila. But Adama baro la masa kunda yino problem mo. Imagine la taranda badi. Sana yaji. Imagine la taranda badi. Ana taranda badi no kunda, taranda badi India, taranda badi Saba, ay yaji mela taraki do busi bulu. Ay falol tana ay jindi akoy ko Allah sama fango fela. Yamira mo koraki no sembira de. Masa kunda mi so biya da wo sembira de. But himbe ay maitadi wala mo institutional reform ni. Na kodo badun la damento ngalon kodo ni anya akumaya ay dun damento ay dun woto. Na institutional falimba menu man na faso no ni bondi na system okon. Menu man na faso no ni bondi na system okon. Na luwa falimba institutional ye kama ni luwa me yalon ka be kala luwa bambande wala. For instance anti-corruption o be nyame. Anti-corruption below be nyame na sambanang ay institutional ta ay guard. Ay institutional ta ay guard. The transparency na increase at all level of our governance. Yini na kala. Ni ko tinyaro e bank ikan yin fe receive al fund. But luckily for the Gambian people, UDP la Mansakunda in our 5-point agenda and corruption no aliajeleko is very clear. And to Kajeko ka understand ko, this is not a joke. This is not just something on the paper. This is something me alongo UDP had meaning. When Alaji Usienu and ala UDP comrades when they were in the office, aliamole on several occasions Alaji Usienu kalo rally to akaita ndila ko momo yalon ke be dawdani alon ko ibege masa kundala kan imantare je famoy mo kilin kana so de ko no me yalon ka to ko la corruption woni ko altanyi mo la nyaton ka jamala de albanyi mo la nyaton ko la me yalon ko it is he or she is serious of what he is saying. He meant what he said. Nyaton ko me yalon ko he meant business. He meant well for the Gambia. Even you mo la osiva damba. But most of them, just look at them. They accuse of corruption. The next day, what they do? Yaji samba palasi baldo. You must samba palasi baldo. 6 and 9. Even the dabako na wala samba palasi baldo. So we ask ourselves, what question? Wala sabong ariski da bakela. Andung ka Adama baro la masakunda bulagi through item 2026. Bari abekuma ya la baki fana. Nimba bondi na jimbe masakunda jumala sambala na member replace la. Be masakunda jumala sambala na membe Adama baro la masakunda nyinta ka replace. Nyinkum mayata bake masakunda ka falinko dangondo falingo wo manki solution oti nimbe falingo kala nyanna ka falingo me yalon ko abe kala falingo lati banko be munafan mena. And again, locally for the Gambia, we have that asset, we have that leader in the UDP. Nina the political stability GB and national unity. Je ngalong aliaje le ko yeluwa non pass ko president ko motate nenna barate president se funtile ay modol ne Yagela hypocrisy membeji Adama Barrow la Masakunda ni NPP. You see, how about the other leaders? How about Alaji Useno? NPP ko ye fundi nan ka Alaji Useno ne. For Adama Barrow will fisher Alaji Useno. How about Mama Kande? How about Honorable Halifa Sallah? Mune asabu aluwaji is discriminatory. Mune asabu luwaji te mul beta. Mune asabu luwaji te nyaton ko beta la ay beta kilometer. So political instability Adama Barrow la Masakunda ba wada mala Gambia Bangkoka. Wala sabu hanisa je ke solo ka threatin solke ka kuoloke many ya long ko ibe Gambia tinya. You can see them on the podium threatening other opposition leaders because they are going to arrest them. An agriculture minister, Taloko, you are threatening another opposition leader because you are going to arrest that person. Koni ayatala nunko itele tamu bankot. Nimbe akamani tendi na bankoka wolo political instability la risk member na bankoka Adam Barrow la Masakunda. Leaving these people puriye mala na bankola kuala is tantamounts to civil war in the Gambia. Because most of them, they don't care. Well, as you had them saying, I'm not saying it, you don't let Bafokan, I just say somewhat better, including Hani Ayata Nukebe, the Murosikala Nyokama, Bekidosikala Nyokama, I just say a Bela Lepruka Yoko, it will yet a palazzo in the palazzo mendo. Well, as political stability, Akumayata battle and national unity. But we all know in the Gambia, we have a unifying figure. Alaji Usiano, Naloni Hadamadisivan much. People will wrong him. Within a blink of an eye, he will forgive them. Aliamana nunko, womo sifa soto diata. 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒏, ni mo en kampani to mando agatara ngone fo sanjita. But he can yaton call su deten. Mome yalon ko aka forgiveness okay. Mome yalon ko aka yamfo ke tari akon. Mome yalon ko ay bala fasoto. Mome yalon ko aka molu keno klinti, kamolu sambanan ke beke klinti. Nimu nyaton ko la jiko me yalon. Mo jama ya su dele. Alaji Usenu Balat. Woto ma expect handun na miro mwenyenetiko Adam Barrow la Masakunda ning abota Masakunda abota Gambia Bangkoka alkana tare ay siol men be dindi nyola de alkana tare ay ndamal men be sobe nyola ninga nyato ka kendo samana Gambia Adam Barrow la Masakunda men ba place la wallahi ku jama dige mi yamon ke be falina nola asekenole andun abekenole asekenole andun abekenole you be Masakunda will prove Gambian people right. As a Kenole, but we must give chance to people. Many alongo they can do that reform. Many alongo they can bring to the Gambians that political stability that we need. They can bring to the Gambians that national unity that we need. Adama Barrow is not a unifier. Adama is a divisive figure. Many alongo abenna Gambia Bangkoka. He do not deserve to be a president, but he is a divisive figure. Member Gambia Bangkoka. We need a unifying figure in the person of Alaji Usiano Numkandadabo, Prukana Gambia unified. We need that kind of a figure in the Gambia. Adama cannot do it. 9 years is enough. 9 years of incompetence is enough. Whatever you cannot do within 9 years, you cannot do that in 5 years. Imam Kuomenkeno, 9 years. Sangi Kononto, Idamon Kukeno, Namanjibe Multalala drop. This month, Nyankarola started. Aliamu ila kabla ya badi mungolo kumanina like is it nyomen kolom ba nyomen kol yes bra nyomen kol kumanina stay house aliamu ila kumakol menfo yintu mo mi yalon ko yam mira ko ada karantan maturity la le politiko nyi kono wotu mo lamu ika understand ko adanya la munyende he's going to die like that. He's going to die like that. Adama Barrow la Masakunda 2026 anyanna kadale. No doubt about that. Anyanna Katale and Gambians all over, across all walks of life, bearing our responsibilities. Kaijeko Adama Masakunda Aisha. Alenga Nyokumandi, Adin Nyoka, we make each other understand. Risk member Yeka Adama Masakunda Bula Puru Aitambi. Puru Aitambi. But Nimbala Masakunda in Ka Bondi, Ka Bay, Kela criminal Kapon in Ka Janjang. Ba katala la nimba janjana nga janjang aning mola membina la ke do replace me alongo ay credibility soto mo me alongo ay vision soto. This is very important. Mome ye credibility soto, mome yalonko ay vision soto. Ba replace la wala credibility mone ya kuma yandi ni joy moto. Wala mo daji koti. Wallanto mome yalonko ay jiko soto. Mone ya akuma yandi ni joy moto. Mome yalonko ay jiko soto. Ay jikanta yal melu betara ni joy moto adede bondina. Ay jikanta yal min betara Adama Barrow la masakunda. A corruption olombang. Mola kuntol lombang kasiol fa ni nyokan na institutional la tinya lombang na loi la tinya lombang abenyu be bondin la ando ateston na adaibula kukono membe kala e jikanta yat bawo amari mu jikanta mulat mi yalan kay jiko satala already so zulata mula bakele ka Adama Barrow la masakunda this dilapidated government and failed government, the shameful government of Adama Barrow, to replace it with a leadership with integrity, with credibility. Wala sabong Gambia, dingolu nyan naka understand na ko political ni ifurata certain stage. It's not about who you like. It's about who can do it for the Gambian people. It's about who has the integrity. It's about who has the moral standards. It's about who can do it. It's about who have the records, the past records of a good governance. We have that person in UDP, and that is Alhaji Useno. Nobody. You can denounce him on every single aspect, but for integrity and in a leader with standard. That is one thing. Mayor Lonko is indisputable. Gambia Bekono. Ala critic soul. This is one thing Mayor Lonko, they all agree. Ko Alhaji Useno is a unifier. He is somebody, Mayor Lonko, regardless of whatever reason Mayor Sabu Kamangela choice. The man is at another level when it comes to leadership. Abe sangola kono ni nata nyato nga kendo la mankuto to memba bulo kono. Alhaji Usenu ngalo neko ala mankuto be sango kono. So he's a leader with absolute hope. Gambiano le mesota la kuwa. Nafo nyamen nakaja mo ke jampa bage andung afele ngana wato fongo banne nga wato men ke jan sign. Let me see. So almost more than 30 minutes le bari biya fala dara almost 52 minutes nga woke jan so nga kata bakele bari mbe kala kana time to time fudu kana nan kakacha ka banko la ko ni kacha ko nga fa nyame let's focus on important matters nyan la kamel discourse patiola ko ni kono. Let's focus on important things nyan naka mesodo banko la ko ni kono. Yes, Moro Jabe. Moro, I will definitely be trying that now. I will definitely be trying that. That would, like, I'm going to really, like, consider that. Purukana Nankana 5-point agenda that bondi. Plus, the most exciting yellow book. We will also, discourse on that yellow book. So, Barry, this is the issue here. Gambia, let's put aside our political differences, whatever political party you might belong to. Let's come together and give chance to somebody. We cannot all deny. Kafuko, motem kono member denial, ka Alhaji Usenula, transparency, the respect for the rule of law, and all of honesty. And that is what we need. We need that honest figure. Membi nala kabango nyilulondi. On that foundation, that very foundation, Mayalongo has been crumbled for the past 30 years. Gambia is not working on any foundation. There is no foundation. Whatever government or whoever government comes, do what they want and go scot-free with it. That shows how dilapidated the system is. Dysfunctional system will be in the banko, and that needs to be addressed. But it can only be addressed with unity, with national unity. And we understand the value as citizens. The power of our citizenship, now exhibit bank, and we make a choice, a drastic and a radical change. We need that figure. We need that figure who is not going to be in love with what is in that state house, but with the people of the Gambia. So woto ala baraka bake ngal konton. And again, na intention of community just to come and put my message kaje ko ka kumo fo me alon ko Gambia dingul bawole tala kaje ko ke fahamundi anin ka nyo fahamundi ka nyo kachandi bawo la mo la ko wolle ya faham tenga no sense demal fo ngi dia mo ko na jang, but probably most of you adol membe la mo dola you even understand bake fo ndaka damanto ko. So nin kuma fo to jang fana me alon ko should have been said in a better way. Ufanambe apology kala ufanando like for just a human. So memol be kontona bali tendula balu jayila mbafla liko happy weekend and happy Saturday to all of you. Alabarka bake fonin nata lunkote. Thank you.
Mitala sudo kumala sutukum sutukumala sutukum kumusaraya nyamada kumufe bani badu ale jabitama ninala sutukumala sutukum yao solole solole yao soloni ke yao jara dimma solole solo sawari mitala naswara mitala sudoku mala sudoku mitala naswara damba mitala sudoku mala sudoku ndesa doko malaria boro la nyitira bato yala mala sudoku kumasaya nyaboda kunuve bani badu ale jabitama ninala sudoku mala sudoku Mitala sudoku mala sudoku sudoku mala sudoku sudoku kumusaraya nyabata kumufe bani badu ale jabitama ninala sudoku mala sudoku Solo,